My question is, so Tom Hardy, does he have, like, you know how that was the same basically character story arc in 1 and 2 where he's trying to sort of become one with the symbiote? Like, did they repeat
Isn't
that
he already
story
one with the
again?
symbiote?
It's
I thought
kind of
he was,
more
but-
so. No, it's they've kind of come to that conclusion. This one is really kind of isolated more on the threat, the outside threat, than
Okay, so
their
he's,
personal
like, they're comfortable with each
relationship,
other
yeah.
now.
Well,
Pretty
they're already
much.
bonded.
No, I
Yeah, that's a
understand
main
that they
point
were
I don't know what
bonded.
you're talking
yeah.
about. They were
It was a
bonded
bit-
in the first one.
Yeah, that's right. At the end of the first one, it's like now they're working together, like the symbiote and him are working together. And then in the second one, they repeat that story with him again, like they're having this sort of conflict.
Oh,
between
no,
the
there's
two
none
of
of
them.
Yeah,
that
they
in
have
this
the
one. They're-
falling out and shit. Yeah, no,
You
this
know
is
what I'm
great
saying?
friends.
They basically repeated the same character story in 2 movies.
Well, the
basically.
second one sucks. This one is better by a mile.
Okay,
Like, I had a lot of fun watching this movie despite all of the
I
problems.
hated the second one.
Like, so
yeah, there's some minor issues.
here's a really good example of a problem that the movie had. That stupid monster villain that regenerates and is chasing them. So when the only time they can be seen by the enemy is when they are fully joined.
It's only Venom that can be seen because he has the key.
Well, he has to
That's
be
why.
in full symbiote, like the
In
full conjoined
symbiote,
form.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So they like, oh, he can't see us now. So they drop the suit and it's looking around for him. And then the military comes and abducts Eddie Brock, but still somehow the monster knew he was getting on the plane to go to Area 51. Did you
There's
guys
a few
catch that
moments
scene?
like that. And then there's like, well, that one bothered me, and the one that bothered me more was when Venom just says "F it" and decides to become Venom just so he could dance with that one chick.
Oh, that's
It's
so
like,
they
dude,
can get
You have
the
spent.
plot
I know
moving.
it was plot. It was like, are you serious? This is such a plot convenience because I'm like, he is no. And the reason it stood out to me is because Venom is literally so scared of this thing that he has stayed in hiding through like the first part of the movie, right? Like he only pops out, like he literally says, I can do this, I can do this, and I can do this, but if I become full symbiote, they're going to know exactly where we are. So like it's a major point throughout the first half of the film that he can't use his full range of powers, and then all of a sudden he's just like, it, I'm going to use my full range because I want to. I don't give a shit what you say. Like, and of course, what do? They find him right away.
I'm just reading that apparently this movie's bombing domestically.
It is.
It
It's
is.
not doing very well.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
the global is going to save it.
Okay.
It
'Cause, yeah, it
is,
says
but
it's making about half of
It's
what
gonna-
the second one made domestically.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's-
but globally it's making the money back. It's going to
It's
have
China.
180. It's going to have 180 to 150.
Do you know how much of that's China though? It's a lot.
cares? The studio doesn't give a. They're making their money.
Well, from China,
It's
unless
all
they got
green
a
to them.
deal.
Let me look
well,
at
they're
international
shilling to
press.
China anyway.
You want to know another franchise that has the similar problem domestically, but still gets sequels every other year? Fast and the Furious. Those
You're
movies
not wrong, but
bomb
they've
domestically.
They've started slowing down on those. I don't know if they're going to make any more of those.
I think the
But
one
they-
movie
but
I
they
remember
still
that
bomb.
did like
They bomb domestically,
Mhm.
and then they get picked up globally. So globally, Venom 3 is probably going to make
this
That
money.
movie
reminds
is
me of,
left in a way where they can end it though too.
do you
Go
guys
ahead,
remember
sorry.
Warcraft? How it like bombed really badly domestically and like here, and then in
Mhm.
China alone it made like 300-400 million dollars.
Yep.
But that
You know
wasn't
another
enough to
movie that
justify
had
any
that is
sequels,
Pacific
though.
Rim.
Yeah, there you go.
Pacific
I
Rim
regretted
didn't do
that.
that good, but it made so much money, like in China, that they made that shitty sequel.
I said
Yeah.
something
I
about
never
the
saw
women
it,
earlier, and I didn't mean to, like, imply it was bad because of the women. It just scared me at one point because
Oh no, you're not wrong. Like for some,
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, so let me put the spoilers back up. So at the end of the movie, like this, I mean, this doesn't really ruin the movie if you know these things. I don't think there's not really much to this movie, chat. It's just a fun. I thought it was a fun movie, but
I didn't
man,
think the women characters were bad. I thought they were all.
I didn't
handled
either.
just
But
fine.
at the
Yeah.
end, like they're like unleash the symbiotes.
let me
And they just-
explain. I didn't think they were terrible. Forgive me. It's that there's a scene where Brock is fleeing and he shoots a person that's chasing him, and they take the mask off, and it's a woman, and I'm like, okay.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they
you
go
killed that
back to
woman.
Area 52 where there's two women kind of running the show. And then Mordo comes back, because shouldn't be calling him Mordo, but you know what I mean. They're talking to one of the Venoms. He's talking about Null. And then she leaves the room to talk to this other lady. And I'm like, is it just women in this facility? And I thought to myself,
he killed the. I think that they made that woman a soldier on purpose. So I think that's
I get it. Maybe it's
a
like,
woman dying.
a woman.
Hits
So I
male
should feel
fans
worse.
a little bit more. Like you see,
Yeah,
the
that one I
woman.
will give it the excuse, but you're right about the other parts, though.
I
will
knew
say.
at that moment the women were getting symbioted by the end of the movie. And unfortunately, I'm not
they're
wrong.
They're like masters of symbiotes too. They can do all the symbiote powers and shit.
A
like,
hero
funny.
instantly. You know what I mean?
She has the
Imagine
the
if she
power
lived
of
on a
woman.
planet of sand, but a great swimmer at the same time.
So they marry
I
Sue.
didn't think they overdid him that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Do you know what? You know what I think the strongest part of that movie was? The runtime.
Yes,
So
So
90
you're in
minutes.
there,
Yes.
and you're ahead
That's
of
my
there.
favorite part about the second movie. It didn't outstates welcome. It's just like, it's here, it's done, get the hell out of here.
I'll be honest, I
Well,
couldn't
the only-
finish the second one though.
The only thing I remember about
Yeah,
the
I
second
hate
movie was the
second
gay
one.
bar. That's the only thing I remember.
This one, I feel like the best way to put this one, if you like the first one, you'll like the third one. That's, I think,
Okay.
They're
best
very
TLDR.
much
All
fine,
the Venom
yeah.
movies for me are like below average, but seeing how much these movies make just goes to show you how strong of like a character Venom is in terms of like people just loving him. You know what I
I was
mean?
gonna say this
I
one
feel
might
the
have
same
a
way
little
about Punisher. I think if they were to really make one and it didn't look like it sucked on the surface, especially the law enforcement, people would go out and see that.
well, they kind of did it in that Daredevil show.
Right. He had a
Wouldn't
show,
Punisher
and that
be
was
better
good
as a
too.
TV? Wouldn't Punisher be better as a TV show more so than a movie? I know that you could do
Probably.
I
a
don't know.
movie.
Personally, for
I
me,
do
I
like
found
the
I found the Punisher TV show to be kind of like, it was okay.
But I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying,
found the
wouldn't it be
best
better?
version of
Isn't it
Punisher
better
was in
formatted
Daredevil season
character
2.
for
Hold on.
television?
I'm thinking more Daredevil Punisher. The season 2 Punisher was
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That
Way
was the
better
best.
Punisher, yeah.
Yeah.
the show was okay, but it kind of felt sitcom-y to me. I don't know. Did anybody
Yeah.
else feel that way about?
Yeah, and they have the
Punisher
girl from
show?
Ted is like this, like, I don't know, this like young girl he has to protect and shit in one of the seasons. I was like, for me, like that stretch of like 2-3 episodes in Daredevil season 2, you know, like the like with Punisher ending with him in the graveyard and getting arrested and all that. I guess
I am
that
so
stretch of
sorry.
episodes to me was like amazing. Like
I've
amazing.
heard-
It was so good.
I've heard through the grapevine that the Daredevil show that's coming is going to be just as brutal as the Netflix show, and
Netflix one.
it's going to actually be pretty good. The what
hope
is it
so.
called? Born Again.
Yeah,
They should call it Shot Again and Again because it's been reshot like 3 times. But yeah.
you know,
I guess
wrong.
they, I
do
guess
like
the
that
final
main
set of
villain's
reshoots
used.
maybe
actually.
3 times a charm. Yeah.
I guess the final reshoots actually turned it into a good show.
And I guess the same can be said about Venom. And I think the other thing that helps this film is this one probably has the most heart of all 3 of the films, even if it is a bit, forced in some scenes with the kid bit.
So
with him and-
I have a question. So I haven't watched Venom: The Last Dance. I know what the post credit scene is. My buddy told me it because he saw it on TikTok or something. I don't really care about spoilers. Like if you tell me what happens in this movie, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'll still watch it eventually. It's fine. All I really want to know is there actually any null in this movie?
There's a
Or is-
I've read the comic runs, so let me break this down. So
Okay.
there's a little bit of that. Noel's basically, if you've seen the trailers, you've seen all of him in the movie.
That's what I figured.
The
Yeah.
focus on it is that they need the codex, which I was confused on at first because they're like, oh, you have to like the host has to die and then the symbiote saves him, which is kind of stupid because in the comics, everybody that's had a symbiote on has a codex. Everybody that's had a symbiote on them
Yeah, I
at
was a
one
little
point
lost at that
has
at
a
first, too.
codex. In the movie, it's like the special thing. And they need a codex to free Null, who is sitting outside of the universe. He's like in his own dark prison.
So do you think like the plan is to do the whole like Spider-Man 4 nonsense where he fights Null now? Is that the plan?
I hope they use Null as a MCU villain because Null killed a Celestial. In the comics, like Null, like his forge is inside a Celestial. Like he's a powerful character.
Yes, the
They
thing,
do
like I
have
just think killing him
that
off in one movie is a
teaser.
stupid idea too. You know,
They didn't kill him.
off.
I know, I'm
There's
saying
a
like even
teaser at the end
Spider-Man
that
to
he's
kill him
coming
off.
back,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
he's really back.
And they don't even let you know who plays him until after the final scene, because like I'm like, is that? Because at first I thought it was Clancy Brown, and then at the second time they showed him, I'm like, no, I don't think that's Clancy. And then I seen it, the thing, oh, it's Andy Serkis. So yeah, it's Andy.
Is he in
Serkis
like
playing.
prosthetic makeup or is it CGI?
Oh, it's CGI. It's complete.
Yeah.
CGI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
I'm
figured
really
that.
so if Sony is just gonna build up to some Sinister Six movie to take him down, what a waste. And I think that's what they're gonna do.
They might, and
pepper
you
him
notice they
into
have
their-
like a Proto Six in this movie, because remember they keep calling the special team the Six. Did you notice that? Yeah, I
I've
noticed
heard
that too.
rumors that they want to kick that Sinister Six idea back up, and that's such a mistake. Such a mistake.
I think it's going to be a series of mistakes. I'd go as far as to say that anybody that's hoping to see Null in this movie would have balls bluer than I think was it the
he's
Amazing
barely-
Spider-Man and Rhino, where it was like,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at this. And you
Yeah,
go
the
see the
Amazing
movie and that's
Spider-Man.
it.
So,
If you've seen the trailers for this movie, you've seen all of the Null footage except maybe like 30, not even 30, like 2 extra seconds, maybe.
Just imagine him grumbling and you've got it.